Anvil Terrapin Medic, the ship that is going to be particularly useful in the coming Star Citizen Alpha 4.1. Hey guys, welcome. In one of my recent videos, one of my viewers asked this simple question: do you like the Terrapin over the Cutty Red? So in this video, we're gonna answer that question inside and out by testing and reviewing the Anvil Terrapin Medic. First of all, let's talk about the basic specs of the Medpin by comparing it with the Cutlass Red. The Medpin is a size 2 support medical ship with only one pilot seat. The Cutlass Red is a size 3 multi-rule medical ship with both a pilot and a co-pilot seat. The co-pilot seat can control a spotlight turret on top of the ship. In terms of the SCM speed, the Medpin is inferior to the Red. The SCM speed for the Medpin is 200 meters per second. The Red is 212 meters per second. The SCM boosted speed forward for the Medpin is 320 meters per second, yet the Cutlass Red can reach 460 meters per second when boosted. The maximum navigation speed for the Medpin is 1,150 meters per second, which is 25 meters per second faster than the Cutlass Red. In terms of maneuverability, the Medpin is also inferior. Pitch, yaw, and roll sit at 35, 35, and 120 degrees per second. The Cutlass Red sits at 44, 35, and 135 degrees per second. When boosted, the Medpin can reach a maneuverability of 42, 42, and 144 degrees per second, and the Cutlass Red can reach 53, 42, and 162 degrees per second. So for the pitch and the roll, the Cutlass Red can maneuver a lot better than the Medpin. However, in terms of the total HP, the Medpin is far superior, with a total hit points of 168,201, and yet the Cutlass Red only has 34,520. The Medpin does not have any official cargo grade on board, and you cannot put a 8 SCU box through its door. But the Red has 12 SCU of cargo grade, and you can put 1 8 SCU on board. In terms of the size, the Terrapin is smaller than the Cutlass Red, and the height is also lower, which makes the Terrapin fit inside a Polaris as well as an A90 jump. But you cannot fit a Cutlass Red into any of our current flyable ship. Maybe when the Ironclad gets released later this year, hopefully, maybe we can fit a Cutlass Red on that ship. In terms of hydrogen capacity, the Medpin sits ridiculously at 105 SCU for this little ship. For the Cutlass Red, hydrogen capacity is 36 SCU. In the coming 4.1, both the regular Terrapin as well as the Medpin received a buff in its quantum fuel capacity from 1.8 SCU to 4 SCU. Yet the Cutlass Red quantum capacity is still 1.8 SCU. In terms of the insurance claim, the regular claim time for the Medpin is 9 minutes 30 seconds, but the Cutlass Red is 15 minutes. The expedited time for the Medpin is 2 minutes and 22 seconds. The expedited cost is 4,220. For the Cutlass Red, the expedited time is 5 minutes, and the expedited cost is 6,310 AUEC. The Cutlass Red is rentable in-game, but the Medpin is not. Both ships are available to purchase in-game. You can only purchase the Medpin at Astra Armada on Area 18 for 5.7 million AUEC. But you can purchase the Cutlass Red on any of the main stations in Pyro, Arbitrary, Checkmate, and Ruin Station, as well as New Deal at TSAS Spaceport, Lorville, for around 2.8 million AUEC. In terms of the radar signature, we're going to be talking about only the cross-section, because you can manage the IR and EM, but cross-section is set. So the minimum cross-section value for the Medpin is in its front, 3066. And for the colors red is also in the front, 4,398. For the maximum cross-section value for the matte pen, which is at the top, 10,219. The colors red is also on its top, 12,861. So the matte pen does have a stealth advantage over the colors red. In terms of the components, the matte pen has one size 2 power plant, 2 size 2 shields, and 2 size 1 coolers. The colors red has one size 2 power plant, but only one size 2 shield and 2 size 2 coolers. So the Terrapin has one extra size 2 shield, but the colors red has one size 2 quantum drive, which is superior than a size 1 quantum drive, which the Terrapin has. However, in terms of the power management, in SCM mode, when we give full power to everything except the quantum drive, this you can only do it on paper on the Ship Performance Viewer website. So when you give full power to everything, the colors red has a -7, which means 7 segments of power deficits. And the matte pen has a -2 power segments deficit. And when I turn off one cooler for each of these two ships, the colors red still have a -3 power deficit. Yet the matte pen has one extra power segment, which means during combat, with only one cooler functioning, you can fully power up the matte pen, yet you cannot fully power up the colors red. So you will still have to do some power management during combat. You cannot set it and forget. In terms of weaponry and ordnances, the matte pen has only 2 size 2 guns, which will give you a burst DPS of only 656. But the colors red has 4 size 3 hardpoints with a burst DPS of 2,182 hit points. And that is why in the beginning of the video, we said the Terrapin is a support medical ship, but the colors red is a multi-rule medical ship, because the colors red not only has a small amount of cargo grid, but it can also do quite well in combat with 4 size 3 hardpoints. However, there are no missiles for either of these two ships. For the medical Terrapin, there is only one entrance to the ship. The ramp is on the left side. There are 2 buttons outside. One controls the ramp, and the other one controls an exterior lights, and those lights are right on top of the ramp. However, for some Star Citizen reasons, once you turn the lights on, you cannot turn them off. Inside the ship, first thing is that you have 2 external storage. You can access them, one right here and one right here. Each of these storage has 500k micro ICU of storage. Plenty of room for you to store a set of armor. You can also store certain amount of loots from your bunker runs. Around the ship, you have multiple compartments for your components. Quantum and jump drive, life support, radar and relay. You also have a fuse, power plant, battery, gravity generator. In the middle of the ship, you also have your computer, your shield generator, your cooler. On each side of the ship hull, you also have a relay which has a fuse. And here is an engineering terminal on the right side of the ship interior. Now, going back to the ship, you also have a jump seat. Just one. But this one jump seat will be very useful if you have multiple crews. The main utility for this ship is this tier 2 bed that we're looking at. Your medical terminal is right here. You can access your regeneration or admin. On the left, you also have a small compartment. The bed itself also comes with a computer. For injured patients, you can simply lie down on the bed and then move your head around to access this terminal, whether Medicare or regeneration. And on the left side of the bed, you also have another compartment. It does not come with any medical supplies or food or water as what the medical PC does. So this compartment is always empty unless you put stuff in it. Your fire extinguisher is right here. And then you have only one pilot seat. One of the major disadvantages of the Medpin compared with the Cutlass Red in terms of the interior is that the Medpin does not come with a bed for you to log out. However, the Cutlass Red has 4 beds that you can log out. The Cutlass Red also have weapon racks. The Medpin does not. The Cutlass Red also have more external storage. And guess what? The Cutlass Red also has a bathroom, but it has no doors. Oh, by the way, don't forget that your co-pilot seat on the Cutlass Red is under factory repair right now, so it's not on the ship currently. One major advantage of the medical Terrapin over the Cutlass Red, even though the Medpin has only one medical bed, but this is a tier 2 medical bed. And for the Cutlass Red, both of these medical beds are only tier 3. However, that advantage will not be significant, especially when Alpha 4.1 drops to live, because of the tier 0 item recovery system, which, like I said in the beginning of the video, will make the medical Terrapin a lot more useful. Especially when you bring the medical Terrapin to hostile territories because of its huge amount of hull HP that can protect you from turrets and missiles. Look at that, not a scratch. And when you leave the ship to do combat missions, if you're downed, you can simply backspace. Of course, you will lose whatever is in your pocket or in your backpack, but you will keep all your weapons and all your armors and gears, whatever you put on your belt. A side note, this item recovery system might seem to be very convenient and very useful. However, a lot of times it can become so repetitive and become very boring, to say lightly. It also deprives the incentive to loot other players. So I hope this tier 0 won't stay for too long. Now, because the Terrapin Medic has a tier 2 bed, and for tier 2 bed, the spawn distance is 50 kilometers. Now, let's verify this. I'm gonna fly away from my medical Terrapin, which I set my spawn, way above 50 kilometers. Let's jump away from here. And then we're gonna crash on another moon. And then spawn back on my medical Terrapin. The distance from my dead body is 192 megameters. So there is no more 50 kilometers spawn limitation. Now, I just did some combat test with both the Terrapin and the Cutlass Red. If you're doing some light or medium level bounty hunting missions, the Terrapin can do that. And because of its tanky, so you have the advantage during combat. However, that is not recommended because with 2 size 2 hardpoints, to kill a ship, even a small ship, it takes a long time. Besides, the maneuverability is not great for combat. On the contrary, the Cutlass Red will have more combat advantage, even though you have to do some power management if you're using full laser weapons. But with 4 size 3 hardpoints, you can kill small to medium ships really fast. So it is not recommended that you use the medical Terrapin for combat, unless it's really necessary. Now, in terms of the medical Terrapin's cargo capacity, we said it has 0 cargo grid. You also cannot put an 8 SU box inside the Terrapin. However, we can put 1 or 2 SU box inside the medical Terrapin. You can put one right here, and you can also put one right here. You can even put a third one. And if you leave it here, you still have room to maneuver and to access the terminals. So at least 4 SU box inside the medical Terrapin, which means, first of all, of course, you can do courier missions, box delivery missions. You have plenty of room. And second, this is going to be a very useful bunker running and bunker looting mission. No ships or vehicles can fit inside the Terrapin except some hoverbikes. The first hoverbike is the Mirai Pulse or the Pulse LX. You can fit 2 pulses or 3 pulses inside a Terrapin Medic. You can also use your tractor beam to put the pulse in and out. Origin X1 Force. You can also put this one in. For the Nox, you still can. However, you won't be able to access the bed. And now, for the Dragonfly, definitely not recommended. So Dragonfly is a no. If you want to put some vehicles, the best choice would be the Mirai Pulse. Alright guys, so this is it for the testing and review of the medical Terrapin. I hope after this video, we'll have a better understanding of this trusty little medical ship. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.